And we're back for round 2. Alright, our opponent's kept his 7. I'd rather have another land, but I think a Beast Breaker is good enough since we've got a Guard Duties or Roadblock. So we'll go ahead and take this. If we can get up to 4, we've got Predator Ramp, and we are on the draw. So there we go. There's my magical 3rd land I want. We got a couple turns to get the next one. Alright, white-red. That is unusual and interesting. You can sometimes see more splashing on this format than in others just because it's a bit slower and because green has a good amount of fixing. There's also evolving wilds, but normally you don't see as much splashing on these. So red-white might actually be our opponent's colors. Alright, that's interesting. Alright. Okay. So we've got our Beast Breaker versus our opponent's Caravan Escort. It's going to take a while for the Caravan Escort to get huge. Pardon me as I move my cat. So I think I'm going to go ahead and level up and get in there. As long as we're winning the race, we will keep attacking. Vindicator would also be an option, but we'd have to level it up twice to get its ability, so definitely Predator here. Especially since it holds off Escort. Let's see if... Okay, Dawnglare Invoker. Like I said, Dawnglare Invoker is a pain, and we don't have much against it, actually. That's kind of a problem. So we're going to get in as much damage as we can, as fast as we can, and hope we get there. Alright, so our opponent is 3 color at least, by the way. Okay, so we've got 7 mana next turn. We could Skittering Invade if we wanted, or we can Vindicator and level up once or something. Our opponent is at 5 out of 8. So yeah, I think that Dawnglare is the best Invoker, and the green one that we have is second best. Our opponent is seeking up a Aura? Which one? Unfortunately, this also helps hold us off until our opponent can get to 7, so not in the best position here. Alright, Domestication will be good for anything weaker than 4, so it's not unreasonable that we would lose that Kozilek's Predator. If we play Kabira Vindicator, it is likely that that will be taken from us instead. Okay, I think I'm gonna place Skittering Invasion. We have to sacrifice 2 guys to do it, so it's a mixed bag. But it doesn't open us up to the Domestication, which I bet our opponent will use now. Okay. If we get a spell that will make our creature bigger, we can do that in order to get Predator back. Okay, so we've got a ton of mana here. What are we doing? I think Bramble Snap here is even better than Nest Invader. Gonna get as big as we can and try and present a threat next turn. Alright, our opponent's just drawing lands all day. In addition, I have a decent number of spells to cast, so it's unfortunate. Okay, so our opponent has a 5/5 first strike. That's rough. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Vindicator up. Still not sure what I'll do against Dawnglare Invoker. We do have Leaf Arrows in the sideboard that would deal with it. I did not think of that, but that would work. So we can safely attack with Bramble Snap. Actually, our opponent can tap us down and just has us dead next turn. So this is not going to be enough. I wish I'd saved a mana open for guard duty so I could prevent that. Okay, our opponent blocking means that we can kill one creature, so we're not dead next turn. Certainly not good. So 5, 7, 10. Okay. When I had the deck up from searching, I should have checked if there was anything that we could draw. The purist would help buy us a lot of time, but I definitely don't know of anything that will actually make us be alive. Okay, so I think we lost this game. Okay, Eldrazi's Conscription. That is a good card to know that our opponent has. So demystify would not be bad. We definitely want naturalize wouldn't be bad. We definitely need Leaf Arrow. Like, need it bad. Skittering Invasion is good, but I feel like it's one of the win more kind of cards. Didn't see anything too important to guard duty. The 5/5 first strike was a big deal, but I think we're more aggressive than our opponent. I think we want to be a bit more aggressive here. Can we ramp to 11 before our opponent can get to 8? Seems dicey. No, Spider Umber won't help much. Okay, this rams us, it gets us our white. It's not great, but it's okay. Student Warfare is a super powerful card. That is unfortunate. Not a place, okay. When I said our opponent had a less aggressive deck, that was me not knowing that he would be playing Student Warfare on turn 1. It's a very aggressive start. Go ahead and get our planes. Next turn, Brood Warden or Ondu Giant. If our opponent doesn't place anything, I'll probably play Brood Warden just because it's more aggressive and we can try and get in with our 2/2. Okay, I can still do that plane because our opponent can't really block it. Plus the 4/4 is a better body than the 2/4, and at the moment there's nothing we're trying to ramp into urgently. It would have been nice to keep up Emerge Unscathed just in case our opponent has planes and tries to level up to the double strike level. But I don't think our opponent has a planes because our opponent used an Evolving Wilds to get one. Although that may have just been a matter of getting the Evolving Wild out of your hands when you can. Okay, so we can Ondu Giant, or we can Beast Breaker and level it up. Beast Breaker and level means that we would be able to do the Emerge Unscathed trick. So I'm going to attack with the Brood Warden, like get in some damage. Okay, so our opponent's got armor. What we're going to do here, we're going to give it protection from blue once it's blocking. Okay, it's a creature that we control. So all that we can do is this. That's unfortunate, but Fine. It at least gets rid of the Umbra, which is not perfect, but... Unfortunately, our opponent will have double strike next turn. Maybe I should have put on the Eldrazi spawn and attacked with both, but I'm not sure. Regardless, we can get 4 in safely here. Okay. If I play Ondu Giant now, we will not get our Brood Warden back next turn. However, there are bigger and better things we can be getting at this point. And I want to have another creature on the battlefield. Our opponent's deck is pretty good. I feel like our deck can beat it, but we just don't have nearly as much removal as I would like. Domestication again? Okay, if we don't draw anything good, we can level up Beastbreaker to level 4. It's not great, but if it's all we got, it's all we got. Okay, that's actually not a bad thing to have. Although I think that leveling up to level 4 means that we don't get to use it. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so our opponent could kill our Beastbreaker if our opponent is willing to block with everything. This pretends that we have another Emerged Unscathed, and it also holds up Demystify, which might be worth doing. It's likely that our opponent will just take some damage here, but we'll see. Our opponent being at 6 mana is scary. We shall see. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to wait on demystifying until attacks. Since our opponent just gained control of Ondu Giant, I believe that it will not be able to attack this turn. So. go I chump block and save myself 8 damage. Otherwise I'll be taking 10 and going to 7. I don't think Undo Giant is going to do something that is better than gaining me 8 life. Okay, there will be maintenance in a bit. That's good to know, I guess. Interesting thing, there's no limit to the number of times you can level up. Doesn't matter, but we obviously have no cards in hand. Okay, so our opponent has 8 mana, so we're out of the game unless we draw a Leaf Arrow, like, now. Actually, our opponent has lethal on the board, so we just lose. So I tell my opponent good game, I kill his Invoker, and I will resign. Okay, so this was a 4-3-2-2. Because we won the first round, we'll get 2 packs. This is actually worth a couple of bucks, so this is not the worst. And it was definitely fun, so thanks for watching.